The moment Madison Prescott walked into Judge Judy's courtroom, it felt less like a legal hearing and more like a celebrity arriving at a fashion event. At just 19 years old, the daughter of Silicon Valley billionaire Richard Prescott had spent her entire life protected by money, privilege, and powerful lawyers. Consequences were something that happened to other people, never to her. Everything about Madison screamed luxury and arrogance. An $8,500 Chanel handbag hung from her wrist. Her designer heels echoed across the courtroom floor. Expensive jewelry sparkled every time she moved her hand dismissively. But what instantly bothered everyone in the courtroom wasn't the money. It was the smirk on her face. That expression that made it obvious she believed she would walk out untouched, just like she always had before. The case that brought Madison into Judge Judy's courtroom had already exploded online weeks earlier. 3 weeks before the hearing, Madison had been speeding through a grocery store parking lot in her white Range Rover while texting and applying lipstick at the same time. That reckless decision ended when she slammed directly into a parked 2009 Honda Civic owned by Jessica Rodriguez, a 42-year-old single mother working 2 jobs just to support her daughter's future. Jessica worked nearly 65 hours every week between a supermarket cashier position and a nighttime cleaning job. Every dollar she earned went toward helping her 16-year-old daughter, Sophia, chase her dream of attending Stanford University. The accident didn't just destroy Jessica's car, it destroyed her entire routine, her transportation, and nearly shattered her daughter's future. Jessica missed several days of work and lost hundreds of dollars she desperately needed. Worse than that, because they suddenly had no reliable transportation, Sophia missed a once-in-a-lifetime scholarship interview at Stanford worth nearly $240,000. But what turned this accident into a national controversy wasn't just the crash itself. It was Madison's behavior afterward. Instead of checking whether Jessica was okay, Madison laughed. She pulled out her phone, took pictures of Jessica crying beside her crushed car, and uploaded the photos to Instagram with a caption mocking the situation. Just ruined some peasant's day. Sorry, not sorry. Rich girl problems. She added laughing emojis and hashtags while turning another person's pain into entertainment for her followers. When Jessica's insurance company began investigating the crash, Madison lied and claimed the accident wasn't even her fault. Her father's expensive lawyers immediately stepped in, trying to settle the case quietly the same way they had after several previous accidents Madison caused. But Jessica Rodriguez refused to stay silent. She wanted justice. And somehow, the case landed in front of Judge Judy, the one person completely unimpressed by wealth, status, or billionaire families. Madison arrived at court carrying an iced coffee with AirPods still in her ears. She barely looked up from her phone when the bailiff announced the case. She sat down like the entire courtroom was wasting her time. What Madison didn't know was that Jessica Rodriguez had brought evidence capable of destroying every lie Madison told. Hidden inside Jessica's purse was dashcam footage recorded by another driver in the parking lot. The video captured everything. Madison speeding through the lot at over 40 miles per hour. Her phone in one hand, lipstick in the other, swerving between parked cars before smashing directly into Jessica's vehicle. And most importantly, the footage captured what happened afterward, Madison laughing. Judge Judy had already reviewed Madison's history before court even started. Multiple previous accidents, over $127,000 in damages quietly covered up by lawyers and money. The judge already knew exactly what kind of person sat in front of her. As the hearing officially began, Madison continued disrespecting the courtroom. She checked her makeup during testimony, rolled her eyes constantly, and repeatedly looked at her phone despite warnings from Judge Judy. When Judge Judy ordered her to put the phone away, Madison acted shocked. "You can't take my phone," she complained. "Do you know how much this costs?" Judge Judy's response was immediate. "I don't care if it costs $24 million, she said coldly. "This is a courtroom, not your personal playground." Then Jessica Rodriguez stood and told her story. With shaking hands and tears in her eyes, Jessica described hearing tires screech before the impact shattered her car. She described climbing out and watching Madison laugh while taking pictures instead of helping. Jessica explained how losing the car destroyed her daily life. How Sophia lost the Stanford scholarship opportunity they had worked years toward. Throughout the testimony, Madison looked bored. At one point, she even yawned dramatically while Jessica cried. Then came the moment that changed everything. Judge Judy asked Madison whether she accepted responsibility for the accident and the damage it caused. Madison leaned back confidently and smirked. "Honestly, no," she said. "That car was a piece of junk anyway." The courtroom went silent. Then she delivered the sentence that would haunt her forever. If she can't afford a decent car, maybe she should make better life choices. That's not my problem. She rolled her eyes afterward as if she had just won the argument. Nobody spoke for several seconds. Judge Judy slowly removed her glasses and stared directly at Madison. "Miss Prescott," she said quietly. "Stand up." Madison obeyed, still looking smug. Then Judge Judy moved closer and unleashed the most devastating speech Madison had ever heard in her privileged life. "You just mocked a hard-working mother for being poor," Judge Judy said sharply. "You destroyed her transportation, her income, and her daughter's future, and you feel absolutely nothing." Then Judge Judy ordered the dashcam footage to be played. The courtroom watched in silence as Madison's Range Rover sped recklessly through the parking lot. They watched her texting while driving, applying makeup, and laughing after the crash happened. The footage captured Madison posing for selfies beside Jessica's destroyed car while Jessica cried in the background. It also captured Madison insulting Jessica directly. "Sweetie, you should thank me." Madison laughed on the recording. "Now you can finally upgrade." Madison's face completely changed as the video ended. The confidence disappeared instantly. Judge Judy then read Madison's Instagram posts aloud to the courtroom, posts where she mocked Jessica as a peasant and called her a nobody. For the first time all day, Madison looked terrified. She whispered that she wanted her father's lawyer. Judge Judy shut her down immediately. "Your daddy's lawyer isn't here," she said coldly. "And you're finally about to learn that some consequences cannot be bought away." Then came the ruling. Judge Judy ordered Madison to personally pay over $15,000 in damages, lost wages, emotional distress, and court costs, not her father, not her trust fund, her. Judge Judy also suspended Madison's driver's license for 18 months and sentenced her to 250 hours of community service at the DMV every weekend for 6 months. Madison burst into tears. "You want me to ride the bus?" she cried after learning her license was suspended. "That's where poor people are." Judge Judy wasn't finished because Madison loved social media so much. Judge Judy ordered her to post a public apology video on every platform she owned. The apology had to remain online for 2 years with comments enabled. Madison sobbed uncontrollably while threatening lawsuits and claiming her father would fix everything. Then Judge Judy looked toward the back of the courtroom where Richard Prescott sat quietly, watching his daughter collapse. "Mr. Prescott," Judge Judy asked, "do you agree with this sentence?" Madison looked at her father desperately, expecting him to save her one more time, but instead, Richard Prescott quietly admitted the truth. "My money ruined my daughter," he said. "She needs accountability." Madison screamed in disbelief. For the first time in her life, nobody rescued her. Then something unexpected happened. Jessica Rodriguez stood up and showed more kindness than anyone expected. "I don't want revenge," she said softly. "I just want her to understand that poor people are human beings too." Those words hit Madison harder than any punishment ever could. The footage from the courtroom exploded online within hours. Millions of people watched the moment Madison rolled her eyes before Judge Judy destroyed her entire world. But over the following months, something slowly changed. Madison completed her community service. She got her first real minimum wage job at a coffee shop. She sold her luxury bags and jewelry to repay the damages herself. She spent weekends shadowing Jessica Rodriguez and finally understood what real struggle looked like. For the first time in her life, Madison developed empathy. Eventually, she created scholarship funds for children of single parents and began using her social media platform to discuss accountability, privilege, and growth instead of luxury lifestyles. The same girl who once mocked hardworking people online slowly became someone completely different. Judge Judy's sentence didn't just punish Madison Prescott. It saved her from becoming the kind of person she was headed toward forever.